Who do you turn to if you want a C-segment sedan with over 200 horsepower? And I still can't believe that I'm saying this, Hyundai. Ladies and gentlemen, the all-new Hyundai Elantra. Now in its 6th generation, the all-new Elantra is on sale in 3 variants, starting from the entry-level 2-litre Executive, a 2-litre Dynamic, and this 1.6-litre Turbo Sport. All 3 variants are competitively priced from 116,000 ringgit to 131,000 ringgit. Clearly, Hyundai Malaysia is going all out for a piece of that C-segment sedan pie. The 2-litre variants are powered by a naturally aspirated 4-cylinder paired to a 6-speed conventional automatic. The Elantra Sport, on the other hand, gets a 1.6-litre turbocharged direct injection engine paired to a 7-speed double-clutch gearbox. It pushes out 201 horsepower and 265 Nm of torque, making it the most powerful C-segment sedan money can buy. Today we will be focusing on this range-topping turbocharged Elantra Sport. Is this kimchi-flavoured sedan hot enough for you? Let's find out. Hyundai has given the car a complete makeover with the brand's signature Fluidic Sculpture 2.0, which I find resembles the Hyundai Sonata very much. And that to me is not a bad thing. Now, the 2-litre variants gets a more simplistic and sophisticated design, whereas the Elantra Sport gets a more aggressive body kit. Things that I like: this horizontal front grille with 3D effect, this silver trim here, and functional air curtains to help channel air through the wheel arches for better aerodynamics. The kind of stuff that you normally see on high-performance names such as AMG and BMW M. Headlamps are HID projector units, and I quite like this red trim inside the headlamp housings. Goes to show that Hyundai are paying attention to the little details. On the side, the rims are 5-spoke 17-inch items wrapped in 225/45 profile tires. Although I feel that I can upsize to 18-inch. What do you guys think? Moving on, I quite like this chrome window trim. It gives the car a more elegant profile altogether. This burning yellow paint job and those wheels, I feel like I've seen it before. Over to the back, the Elantra Sport gets this LED combination tail lamps with triple C graphics. It's a novelty if you ask me. I still can't tell whether I like it or not. This raised boot lid that resembles a ducktail spoiler, I like. Down here, functional diffuser to help channel air out from the underbody. Hyundai has not let flaunting their exhaust tips go out of style. The Elantra Sport has not 1, but 2 functional exhaust tips. Don't be fooled by its boy racer appearance, because every bits and bobs contribute to a best-in-class drag coefficient of 0.27. The same figures as the mighty Nissan GT-R R35 when it was first introduced back in 2007. Still think body kits are just for show? Stepping into the cabin of the Elantra was a little bit underwhelming at first. The architecture of the cabin is very Hyundai Kia. It's functional. You get this 7-inch touchscreen display with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, this dual zone climate control, drive mode selector, manual parking brake. But what disappoints me the most is the use of material in here. You get hard plastics everywhere. On the dash, on the side door bins. At this price point, it's just a little bit unacceptable, don't you think? But what it lacks in material quality, it makes it up for in build quality. Everything feels like it's been molded into one single piece. And every panel are so well screwed together that I can't even find a single panel that's out of place. Trust me, I've tried. I really like this 3-spoke flat bottom multifunctional steering wheel It has this little offset design, so it gives you a very sporty driving feel. So on your left, you get this infotainment controls and your cruise control settings here. Oh, one thing I really like, this alloy pedal shifters. Where other competitors gives you like plastic, high quality plastic, Hyundai gives you proper alloys. The center display gives me all the essential driving data such as fuel consumption, tire pressure, speed. But for a car with over 200 horsepower, I wish that it gives me a little bit more. Things like boost gauge or oil temperature, just a bit more. The Elantra Sport's party trick, according to Hyundai, is this dual tone interior. I feel that it's a little bit tacky, especially with this sport embroidery here. I mean, come on, Hyundai, just give us like a full black interior with red seat belts. That'll be perfection. Storage space in here is adequate, not very impressive. You get this little center tunnel here for your phone, 2 cup holders, center armrest storage with USB charging port. Don't bother with the side door bins though, they're just incredibly shallow. Seated back here is very easy to get comfortable in the Elantra. I have the driver's seat adjusted to my usual driving position, and I have good amount of knee room and decent amount of headroom. Although footwell is a tad smaller than its main rival, the Honda Civic. Elsewhere you get rear air vents, center armrest with 2 cup holders, ISOFIX mounting points for your child. It's a great place to be in. The Elantra comes with this hands-free smart tailgate system, so if you're like me, you have both hands occupied, key in your pocket, stand here for 3 seconds. The Elantra comes with 420 litres of boot space, so you can fit all this into the boot, no issues. But if you have longer items, you can always fold the rear seats down. Extracting 201 horsepower and 245 Newton meters of torque from a 1.6 litre 4-cylinder and 1 turbo. How you guys do it, Hyundai? How? That makes it 30 horsepower and 45 Newton meters more than the Honda Civic, making the Elantra Sport the most powerful car in its class. Like the Civic, the Elantra Sport is a front-wheel drive car. Only here it gets a 7-speed double-clutch gearbox. So how does 201 horsepower feels like? Well, for starters, the powertrain is really impressive, considering that both the transmission and the engine were developed in-house. You can be in any gear, at any speed, just gradually put your foot down. And off you go. Sprinting from 0 to 100 takes only 7.7 seconds, making it faster than any of its rivals. But the way it gets to 100 is absolutely relentless, and just downright silly. I mean, this is a comfy, family-oriented sedan, right? On the topic of comfort, the Elantra Sport gets a more dynamic chassis setup, so stiffer spring rates all around, and a multi-link suspension at the rear axle compared to torsion beams on the 2-litre variants. Yes, admittedly, the car is a little bit stiffer, but it still rides very, very well. On less than ideal roads, the suspension will try its best to absorb all the undulations. Neither me nor my passengers wish that we were in another car. But what you sacrifice in comfort, you are rewarded with a tarmac-hugging chassis. Powering down the highway, and the Elantra Sport will display remarkable road-holding capabilities. Throw it around the bend, and you can feel the chassis trying to capitalize every ounce of available grip on the tires. The car is very well sorted, and body roll is minimal at best. Couple that with an impressively muted cabin, you have a highly capable car. Because you're driving so enthusiastically, you start to notice some of the shortcomings of the Elantra Sport. First up, steering feel. Like most Korean cars, steering feel on the Elantra Sport is as good as dead. At times, I feel disconnected with the front axles, especially on twisty B-roads like this. It's a shame really, considering how dynamic the car is in every other aspects. Now there's a drive mode selector down here, which alters the steering feel, throttle response, and transmission. But even in its sportier setting, the steering only gets heavier without adding much feel. Next up is the 7-speed double clutch gearbox. Now don't get me wrong, Hyundai has done a fantastic job in mimicking a torque converter using a DCT, if that makes any sense. Shifts are buttery smooth and low-speed jutters are virtually non-existent. But then again, having a DCT to perform like a torque converter just defeats the purpose of having a DCT, right? Overall, the Elantra Sport is a very fast and comfortable car. Perfect companion for you in the city and on the highway. It comes with all the necessary safety features such as 6 airbags, ABS, traction control, the whole lot. It even comes with blind spot monitoring system and rear cross traffic alert. So, is this car for you? If you're looking for the most powerful C-segment sedan in the market right now that will suit all your daily needs and stand out in a crowd full of Honda Civics, then yes, this is the car for you. But if you value driving feel more than outright performance and want a more spacious and modern interior, then probably not. If you want to find out more information about the all-new Hyundai Elantra Sport, do log on to AutoBuzz.my. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the logo or the subscribe button down below. The 2-litre variants are powered by a 4-cylinder, naturally aspirated 4-cylinder.
Nice.
2-litre executive. 265.